I'm Swami Mantrikadeva Giri. I'm the founder of the New Yogic Institute. We are an online platform for spiritual learning. We are very new and we are built for today's fast changing world. There's a huge shift going on in global consciousness that has been going on for quite some decades now, but there's a new shift within that shift, which is a shift from breath based to energy based spirituality. And this is something that we reflect very strongly. We are applying this whole shift to the system of yoga. And you will see in a lot of the things that we teach that there's some differences in interpretation within the yoga techniques, methods, etc. And at the core of how we teach this is a technique that I call dynamic pranava meditation. This is a simple mantra meditation technique that uses the mantra Aum, and you can tune into this on various different levels, which helps you understand the different levels of consciousness within yourself. And when you've understood these levels more or less, you can start experiencing the dominant energy currents within the mantra. And when you learn to experience this, you can make a shift towards applying the principles of the exercise in your daily life. You can start applying them on the mat within different yogic techniques. You can do it out of the mat when you're studying some subject, when you are working. You can do it while just walking around in town, and it gives a lot of extra depth to your life. It brings you a lot of clarity. It can connect you much more firmly with your inner purpose, and it definitely also strengthens your connection to your soul. This is one technique that comes back in many different forms, because we apply this also in work with color, with music, with other mantras, and with many exercises that come from the full system of yoga, because that is what we teach. We teach the full yogic philosophy. We teach the whole system of Raja Yoga as it was taught by the sage Patanjali, and just like I said earlier, all from the perspective of spirit, of subtle energy. You will see, if you look at yoga like that, that there's just going to be a lot of things a little bit different, and we hope this can clear up a lot of misunderstandings, make things more smooth, makes energy flow more easily within your yoga practice. And I'm not so much talking about asana or meditation only, which are the steps that are so often practiced within yoga, but also we use a fully energy-based, non-breath pranayama. We work with samadhis. We work with samyama, which is applied meditation, which uses many different forms to understand the whole world around you. And you can call this a complete spiritual science that connects the different paths of yoga, also Raja, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, etc., and uses the inner energy system as its foundation for understanding. You will understand through this energy system and connecting it with yoga, you will start understanding more easily the connections between the different parts of yourself, between the different parts of life around you, the material realities, the astral realities, mental realities, the causal realities, spiritual realities. You can apply it to you will see connections by applying it. You can see connections to various different levels of life in all its forms. And this is a very modern, contemporary approach. This is perhaps even better to call it the approach of the future, because it's a shift in yoga that has not been seen before, as far as I know. It's not going to be coming only from our school. I'm very sure that it's going to come from other places as well. Is already coming from other places, although I haven't seen it yet. I am very sure that it is. Yeah, it's a combination of tradition, progression, because we are using the things of the past, the good things, bring them to the future, trying to clear any exercise, any philosophical part of anything that makes it unclear, and bringing it down to their essence, trying to make it more accessible to beginners as well as more advanced students. I think that people who have already a lot of experience with spirituality are still going to learn a lot from this. Will probably be able to strengthen their connection or their foundation, I mean. Will probably be able to see more connections between the different parts within what they have already learned. We'll see connections between different systems, because in this way yoga, because it's more close to its essence, it's also somehow more close to some kind of universality, and therefore it's easier to see the deep connections between, for instance, certain Christian or Buddhist or Islamic practices. So you can, and of course many other approaches to spirituality. So it makes it easier to see the connections between all the different religions, and therefore experience oneness also on this level. Something that I feel very closely connected to, because I've always had a deep love for the unity between religions. I think it's very important for spiritual religious traditions to seek connection and see each other as brothers and sisters, rather than a far neighbor or even an enemy. So if you're ready to not just search but start embodying your spirituality, this is something that we can help you with. There was a time on my own path that I was feeling a bit alone, because I was learning a lot, but I was doing it all on my own, and I struggled with finding answers in connection with friends, and I wanted someone who's more experienced. I prayed to the universe and found someone who could guide me for many years. This was my teacher, Ajita. I studied with him for about 7 years, and now it's my turn to offer guidance to people who are seeking, just like I was, and help them to move from seeking to embodying and strengthen their practice, stabilize their growth, and help them find their higher self, their deeper self within. Our approach generally is very clearly not that we want you to listen to us. We want you to take the things we say only as hypotheses, and from these hypotheses start looking if you can see any truth in it by connecting it to your actual daily life, your inner life, your outer life, and see for yourself if it works. See for yourself if there is truth. Because it's important to know, to see that the true teacher is not me. The true teacher is not perhaps a colleague of mine who's sitting in front of class, but the true teacher is your heart. And in using this inner teacher to learn from, you can start experiencing all the things around you as your teacher. You will learn from anything that you connect with. It not necessarily all the time, but really anything can become something that you learn spiritual lessons from. Whether it's the birds flying, the trees standing, the bugs moving, or some talk with a friend, a movie that you watch, music that you are listening to. Everything really can become a gateway to spiritual understanding using our techniques. You don't have to be alone on your spiritual path. Connect with us if you want some guidance. There's many ways in which you can connect. There's consultations, there's programs, there's a community through which you can ask questions, connect with others to practice perhaps together in a meditation group. A meditation group set up by us or by yourself, just with some friends. There's going to be events in the future, workshops. There's an ebook. There's going to be more teaching materials like that, learning materials in the future. So join our community, send us a message either in the community or an email. Connect with us in any way you feel comes up and see what we can do for you. Welcome to the New Yogic Institute. I hope to see you in the community very soon.